welcome to this instructional video for the Club Dundee Accreditation Scheme. If you've already filled this form in before, this is just a reminder about the form and some of the changes that you might have noticed if you haven't already had a look at it. If you're new to this might help you in terms of guiding you with what you need to do. Now, if you've already found this video, you've likely already taken these steps, but just in case, I'm going to take you through how to find the Club Accreditation Application Form. So what you do is you find Active Schools Dundee's website, which is activeschooldundee.org.uk. I've already found that there. At the very top, there's a number of tabs, one of which is Club Dundee. If you click onto that, you'll find a little bit of information about Club Dundee and the accreditation. You'll also find all the previous accredited clubs who've already gone through our system, and some of which have already started to re-accreditate for this year. You'll find this instructional video. This is the old one that's up there. And what's really important, before you press the Apply Now button, there's a bit of information that you will definitely need when you're completing this form. There are some forms, some documents that we'll need from you. The child protection policy, for example, of your club, public liability insurance certificate, a constitution and a code of conduct if you have it at hand. You'll also need the details of the child protection officer of the club. There are a number of other details that you'll need. You'll see that as we go through the form. If you don't have any of those details, you really will need to go and find all those before you start, because you will not be able to save the form and come back to it. So you will do it in one sitting and complete the form. So it's important you prepare. Now, what you can do is go through the form and have a look, but I'm going to take you through what you'll see. That way you'll know what you need to prepare for. Once you're ready, you press Apply Now, and it will take you to the landing page of the accreditation scheme. There's a bit more information there about Club Dundee and what the accreditation is all about. Please do read through it if you haven't already done so. It also reminds you a little bit about what you'll need when you come to apply for the accreditation. When you're ready, click Next. Now, I'm going to complete the form because you will not be able to move forward through these tabs unless you complete every section. Once you've completed the section, you can return back to the previous section, but you can't move forward unless you complete it. So I'm going to complete it as if I am a club, happens to be called Dundee, AC Dundee. And I'm going to use a postcode that I've already filled in before, happens to be at the desk. It automatically fills it into the address here. This has to be the main address of your club, whether it's a location that you mainly play out of, or it's your club's clubhouse, whatever the situation is. It's important that it's the main address of the club that we get there. If your club doesn't show up in the drop down, you can enter the address in manually. We'll also need a main point of contact phone number, whatever number that happens to be, if it's a landline or a mobile, and we'll also need a main contact email address, which again I've put in here. These are fake. The number happens to be the disk number there, but it's important that you put the information that's relevant to your club. If you don't know this information, it's really important you have it to hand before you complete it. Much the same for every other section. If you have a website, please do share it with us. You can also give us your social media handle, and that will allow us to share that information with possible members that might be interested in joining your club, or simply for us to share your content through our channels. Once you're ready, you click through Next, and here this is the name of the contact person that we will contact with regards to this accreditation. That might be yourself. I'm putting John Smith in, who happens to be a member at the club, and I'm also going to give him a fake email address. Now, if this is you, that's okay. You can complete that as you wish. If it happens to have the same email address, again, that's okay. But it's important because this is the main point of contact, and it'd be great if you put down your delegation, your position at the club. It can be other. I'm going to happen to put that. That's because I'm going to say that I'm a committee member, as opposed to any other role at the club. When you complete your form, it's going to be sent to a coordinator, a community sports hub officer. That's Alison McKenzie, who you may well already know, or another officer within Leisure and Culture, whoever your main point of contact is, someone that you're aware of, it'd be great if you pick them. I'm going to put myself down because I know I'll get to it. When you complete the form, it is this person that will accreditate you and will be aware of your work, therefore be able to take you through the next stage of the process. So that's why you're being asked to do that. Now, on some of the sections, there's a bit of information that you need to make sure that you've read through, because you're being asked to answer a yes or no question based on the information we're asking for. In this situation, it's about a Disclosure Scotland check. I'm not going to read through it all, but it's really important that you've read it, because you're going to be asked if you can confirm that everyone's being PVG checked through your club that is going to work with children in our schools environment. If the answer is yes, that's great. If no, then it's important you put the honest and best answer in that situation. There's another disclaimer at the bottom here. Again, please read through all this before you go through. I myself have already read it. I'm moving forward. It's the same again here with the data protection side of things. Again, you're being asked to state that you are safe with your data protection and that your club is doing so. Please do read through the information here. There is further information on a data protection policy on that link there. If you feel you can answer yes to that, please press yes and move forward. Again, there is some more information here about this section. Now, this section is about child protection policies, and it's about the way that your club ensures that every child in your club is kept safe and their welfare is taken care of. There's a bit of information that we ask you to read through. Please do take time to do all that, after which we ask you to share with us some information about your child protection officer, which I'm doing here. To support your accreditation, please share any child protection information that you have on file for the club. The main one that we're looking for is a child protection policy, which I have ready to hand and I'm uploading now. You won't be able to move forward with your accreditation without first uploading a document in this section. So it's important that you have it with you, because otherwise you won't be able to move through. It's the same here with insurance. We do ask that all clubs that are going to work in our schools or with children from our schools have public liability insurance. We would like you to share with us the most up-to-date certificate that is valid at the point of sharing it with us. We have in the past had certificates shared with us that have expired by some number of months, which tells us that you might not have the most up-to-date certificate to hand. Please do have the most up-to-date certificate to hand so that it's valid at the point of uploading it. Now, this section in particular is additional to everything else that you've done. So far, we have gone through the main information about the club, details about the person that's going to be the main point of contact, and all the safety checks that we've required you to do. Now, this is a little bit more about the structure of your club. Here we're asking, does your club have a constitution? Most clubs will do. In fact, I would like to think all clubs will have. In this situation, our club does, and I'm uploading our constitution. We ask that you tell us what kind of organization you are. Not all organizations that will fill in this accreditation will be the same. In this situation, I'm going to state that we are a club and not for profit. Further to that, I do know that this club does have a code of conduct, so I'm able to answer yes here. If you do, you will be asked to upload that as well and share it with us. Last few questions on this bit. In terms of the coaches that will be working on behalf of your club in our schools, we ask whether they will be first aid trained or not. If you can answer yes or no to that. You'll notice, and something I should have mentioned right at the beginning, there are certain questions that have a red star next to it. Those are mandatory questions that you will need to have completed before you can move forward. The way that we've tried to structure this form is that most of the questions are that way. So you will find that most questions will need to be answered before you can move forward. Further to that, we ask if they will have a qualification from the national governing body that you would be affiliated to. Here, obviously, we're asking if you are affiliated to a national governing body. Now, there is a situation where you may say no, and if that's the case, you can answer that and move forward. If yes, then that's great. I'm going to briefly say SFA is in the Scottish Football Association. And again, I'm not going to put a specific name down in this situation. I'm going to say it's John Smith, but please do put the right person that you've got as a main point of contact from the governing body. It might be your development officer. It might be someone who's associated with the governing body, say with Scottish Swimming or Badminton Scotland, but please do put that person's name in there if you are affiliated to a national governing body. If you're a member of a community sports hub, please also say yes or no. In this situation, I'm going to say that we're not. If you did say yes, there's no further question anyway. And at the last point before moving forward here, you're asked just to provide us with a bit more information if you like to go along with your application. In this situation, I'm going to say we are a new club looking for new members. I'm saying that because I'm hoping that Leisure and Culture might be in a position to support us in recruiting new members. And at this point, we are finalising the form. You will be declaring here that all the information that you've provided for your club is true and represents the current situation of the club, and that you agree with that. We'll need your name, again, happens to be John Smith, and what your designation is at the club, again, committee member. Would help if I could spell, wouldn't it, Pete? And then the date of the application, which will automatically be uploaded to the date that you're completing it, which happens to be the 24th of July. Once you click submit, that is your form done. You'll get to see all the information that you've submitted in one go, and you can download that so that you've got evidence of that as a PDF, and that you can share that with members of your club. It will also give you a reference number if you're ever needing to get in contact with us. That will help us in terms of tracking down the specific application that you have put in. And once you've done that, when you press continue, you'll be taken to a main site that this form sits within, that is in Dundee City Council. Thank you so much for watching this. We hope that you find that this form is a little bit simpler and that it offers you the opportunity to complete this form in a free and simple way. If you have any issues, please do get in touch with anyone in Active Schools, Alison McKenzie, the Community Sports Hub Officer. All the details are on our website, and we hope to see your club accreditate with Club Dundee in the very near future.